Hello everyone, this is Shin Godzilla 2007, and today, the first or only, I don't know really, but one of the Godzilla vs. Kong trailers came out. We don't just have 3 seconds of footage anymore. Twice, so it ended up being 6 seconds, but anyway. Today I'm going to talk about the trailer, obviously, because why else would I make the video? So, people have already fully analyzed this trailer and in the first 45 minutes of it being out, there were already all kinds of theories. So I'm going to go over some of those theories, as well as just some evidence and some new things anyway, and I'm going to go over my own theories too. So anyway, the first thing is not really part of the trailer, it's just a new poster. There's not really a lot to it. I mean, it's cool imagery and everything, but it's pretty much the same idea. One will fall on Godzilla vs. Kong. There's not really anything it reveals that I can see, at least. It's just Godzilla in the ocean swimming towards Kong in the city. So now we're going to get into the, analyze things of the trailer. Mainly Mecha Godzilla. Now, and I'll put that on the screen now. There was an image at, I think they said it was 3 seconds into the trailer, where if you stopped it right there, you could actually see the head of Mechagodzilla. And it honestly really does look like the head of Mechagodzilla. I don't know what else it would really be. It doesn't necessarily look like Godzilla, but it's that same general shape, and it kind of has the characteristics of his body. And there's more proof of Mechagodzilla in a bit. But if you watch the trailer again, you'll notice that it looks like Mechagodzilla is running or just stomping through the city, whatever you want to call it. And right before that shot too, and I'll put a picture of that up too, there's an explosion coming out of a mountain in what looks to be that same city at the very beginning of the trailer. Now, I can't remember. I feel like there was something about Mechagodzilla. Did he come out of a mountain in the original Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla? I know he was, controlled from inside a mountain because there was a base in the mountain. But, yeah, there's some other stuff I want to get. This whole video is mainly Mechagodzilla theories. But there's another picture that I actually took, not about Mechagodzilla, that's kind of interesting to me. It's Kong standing on what looks like a blue outline of Godzilla. And it's interesting because I can't really tell what this is. Because, your first you would think, well, that's Godzilla laying on the ground. But it's way too big for that. Kong would literally have to be the size of his foot for that to be Godzilla laying on the ground. And if you watch the rest of the trailer, it's clearly not the case. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. It sort of looks like it's underwater. But I also kind of doubt that, because why would Kong be underwater, at the bottom of the ocean anyway? And, okay, I think I'm going to go over one of my Mechagodzilla theories now. There's a few different ones, but, so the main thing is, and this has already been a question before, why is Godzilla on the carrier? How does he fit on the carrier to fight Kong? We get more of that shot in this trailer of them fighting on the carrier, including Kong pushing him off the carrier. But there is something about this that I think, because, Godzilla would have to shrink, or Kong would have to get way bigger. But if Kong got way bigger, they still couldn't fit on the aircraft carrier. So, what if that is actually Mechagodzilla disguised as Godzilla? Because in the original Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla movie, that's how Mechagodzilla originally shows up. He is disguised as Godzilla. He has a Godzilla suit on, kind of. But There's honestly not anything I could see disproving this theory. And I know I talk a lot about the beam, like the atomic breath beam in these a lot. It is a little bit different in this movie than it was in the last one, which I think could be more evidence that this is actually Mechagodzilla. It looks very like pure and straight in this trailer, which it was more like that in Godzilla King of the Monsters, I guess, but it still spreads out more as it goes along, kind of like it did in 2014. So I mean, it's not the exact same, which I mean, I guess they could have just changed the way they did the CGI, obviously. By the way, the CGI is really good, at least from what the trailer shows. It is definitely better than most of what was in the Godzilla King of the Monsters, but that's not what we're here to talk about still. So, there's been some theories about why Kong has a collar on. I'm really assuming that's just part of him being chained up and him escaping from that, maybe. As he just maybe broke the chains off of it. I don't really know that there would be something extremely important about the collar, but I could be wrong also. Um. Oh, yeah, there's also a shot in the trailer where you can clearly see it's where they're talking about the war. Like, say there was a war and showing Kong hitting the. I don't know exactly what those are called. I'm sure they have a name, but I don't know what they are. But he's like swinging one of them into the other, and then it shows Godzilla standing in the city, which is clearly a city, by the way. It's definitely not just some random, like, landmarks, whatever. But, and this is probably something most of you noticed, but there's actually another Godzilla body like in front of him. It's really close to the camera. I'm saying it's right at the camera. But you can see the spikes and the tail, or a few of the spikes and some of the tail. But it's really close up to the camera, and I guess if you weren't paying attention, you would think it was just some debris. But it's clearly some spikes, and you can see the scales that overlap each other. And I'm kind of wondering if that is like a defeated Mechagodzilla, or like him before he comes out of the Godzilla suit into the full Mechagodzilla. But it's kind of interesting to me because, you know, he's so small. If he fights Godzilla, it seems like Godzilla would just crush him. I don't know, maybe they make him bigger or something. I have no idea. But I think it is a very high possibility that is actually going to be Mechagodzilla, because as I said before, it just seems way too small for it to be Godzilla. And I know I've talked before about Destroy being in this movie. I don't know if he'll be in this movie, but I really think there's still a chance of Destroyer being in another movie if there is one. Because I just feel like the Oxygen Destroyer in Godzilla King of the Monsters really set it up for Destroyer. Because why else would they have the Oxygen Destroyer if it basically did nothing in the first place? It stopped the fight between Godzilla and King Ghidorah, but it didn't kill Godzilla, and it barely did anything to King Ghidorah because Godzilla just comes back later. So there really wasn't much of a point to the Oxygen Destroyer besides for just a reference if it doesn't set up Destroyer. But yeah, so the next thing, wait, was there something else? I don't think so. I may think of it later if there was. But anyway, next thing I want to talk about, there have actually been some toy reveals for this movie, which clearly show a Mechagodzilla. So that's basically the final thing to prove to me that Mechagodzilla is going to be in this movie. And if you look at it, it looks very similar to what I was saying was Mechagodzilla in the trailer, like without the Godzilla suit. And he's got a lot of red on him, and it also looks like he's glowing red when he's running over, like running in the city. So I think that's probably him. There was another thing I was thinking of too. Oh yeah, This part you might want to skip because it might be considered a spoiler and it might not. This is purposefully very close to the end of the video. But some people at the test screenings for this movie revealed that there is a post-credit scene showing another monster, which I think is probably or possibly Destroya. There's another possibility, I think, with that, which may be like a revived King Ghidorah, which I don't really know why they would do that, since King Ghidorah has already been defeated. I'm not saying that immediately makes it not a possibility, but still, I don't really know why they would do that. Oh, and also, when they were talking about, like, Millie Bobby Brown, I forgot what her character name is. I gotta watch King of the Monsters again soon. But anyway, what they were saying is that Godzilla has to be doing this for a reason. He can't just be doing this randomly, which would make sense because at this point they've kind of made Godzilla a good guy, as you can see, because for the most part he's protecting, I wouldn't say he's protecting humans necessarily, but he's definitely protecting the planet, or trying to. So I think that kind of further supports the thing of Mecha Godzilla, because maybe it's not even Godzilla in the first place. Maybe that's why he is attacking, because it's not Godzilla. And yeah. Now, there is another thing about Mecha Godzilla that I pretty much just thought about. I guess they could disguise the beam color, but I feel like, well, I guess the color could change after he gets out of the Godzilla suit, And I'm not saying that's definitely what's going to happen. I just think it's a very, very strong possibility. But I feel like the beam would be red instead of blue, just because that's the color he's glowing in the trailer. The color Mechagodzilla is glowing in the trailer. Another thing before I end this video, I just want to say there is another thing in the trailer where they say he will not bow to him, which I guess they're saying, or maybe it was Kong will not bow to him. That may be what they said. But I'm assuming they're meaning he's not going to bow to Godzilla. So, even if they do defeat Mechagodzilla, which they probably will, there may still be a fight in between the actual Godzilla and Kong. Or, like I was thinking before, they may just team up and defeat Mechagodzilla, and that none of them will really bow to each other. They'll just, maybe have, a respect for each other. I don't know. Just one won't control the other. I think that's all I got for right now. I will leave the trailer link in the description, because if you haven't seen that trailer already, you really need to watch it. And, oh, there is one more thing I want to say. There are a lot of people saying that, they're going Team Kong, he's getting all the shots in on Godzilla. There's something I want to say about that, and I'm not just being a Godzilla elitist or whatever you want to call it. But, movie trailers purposefully mislead you sometimes to thinking something's going one way when it could be actually going the other way. So those literally could be the only good shots Kong gets in on Godzilla, and the fight could honestly be or Mecha Godzilla, as I would say, but the fight could end up being very one-sided. And there's also a possibility that they may not be showing the hits that Godzilla, in quotation marks, is getting in, because it could be Mecha Godzilla, and Mecha Godzilla is, traditionally has a lot of weapons, and if they showed him attacking besides for with the atomic breath, then that could reveal a lot of the weapons he has. And even though it's really not a secret that Mechagodzilla is here, even if it was it's basically gonna eliminate any kind of possibility that it's something else if they show him attacking with the weapons. But yeah, I do think that's all I have for right now. I may make another video later in a few days or whatever about this if I notice some more stuff. So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.